So it's time. We get to the point where we cannot hire behind the cameras anymore to be able to do a business these days and be successful. And storytelling something to be able to people use, like understand your brand and understand what you're selling, either a service or a product itself. You need to put yourself out there and you need to tell your story. So I cannot hide behind the cameras anymore. So I'm just gonna tell my story. I'm just gonna tell my story so far, who I am, where I come from, um, how I see the future, what is my beliefs, my ethos, and so forth. So in this video, I'm just gonna just let it go. Probably for first time recording a camera, I'm just gonna tell you what happened in the last 13, 14 years. My name is Eos Bani. People call me Chef E, or the Cuban chef. I'm a chef, farmer, and a hustler. Cuban, that equals being a hustler, but that's for another time as well. Why all Cubans are hustlers? That's for another story time. Um, so I was born and raised in Cuba, a small town called Huira de Malena, about 35 minutes south from Havana. Farm town. We basically produce pretty much everything for the main city. The capital, Havana, is a farm town. So I grew up in there, right in the middle of the town, in the boulevard. Since I was little, I know something was wrong with the country. I know something was wrong, something wasn't right. To the point that in first grade, when they go around and ask every kid, what you want to do when you grow up, I actually say I want to be the president of the Republic of Cuba. So if you don't know anything about Cuba, that's the most stupid thing that you can say, because it's a dictatorship. So you not get, it's not elections, you not get to get president. But either way, my point being, I already know at 5 years old that something was wrong with that country, with that environment. So after that, little by little, I was opening my eyes and opening my eyes. By the time I was like 12, 13, I already know I have to leave the country. So I have to find a future, because it was not future in there. So I start working towards that. So how I worked towards that, when I was 13, I started working a farm, just doing, like farm work, like picking weeds, moving stuff, like spraying, like everything, you name it. So I work all summers. I would work at the farm. On the weekends, I would go Saturdays to the farm and work. Get paid not a lot, but at that time also, yeah, just doing this for the money. So I thought I was not learning anything. But 14 years after, right now, all that is paying out, because I'm like completely immersed in being a farmer and farm some lands. And for the last couple of years, I've been supporting farmers, helping farmers, like really involved with the farmers market, understanding the climate, the soil conditions in California. I'm trying to acquire all the knowledge that I can to be able to like become a farmer, because the end goal, I will be able to produce. I want to be part of the whole process from seed to the play. I want to be able to tell you the story about that. And that's important to me, especially what we live in today, with all the fuel insecurity and how food is being, and we can go for hours in this spray, not cultivated right, like damaging the soil, damaging the environment. So I want to control that. I want to be part of the whole process. Maybe I cannot produce 100% of everything for my meals, but at least I need to be able to produce something to share with you and be part of that process, because that only gonna give me a different appreciation of how I cook something, how I put it in the plate, because I put the work behind, I put the time behind that. So I spent my 10 years, I spent my 10 years or 10,000 hours, whatever you want to call it, in restaurants. I work in multiple restaurants around the states, from Miami to Orlando, New York, LA, even some of them being like 3 Michelin star restaurants. But I will break down that in like little videos, because it would be a lot right now. Because it was a great experience in all those restaurants, and I learned so much. I have so many great experience. But going back, what I'm doing these videos, because now I'm becoming a farmer. So if you know anything about farming, it's extremely hard. It's not that simple. It's a lot of money and effort that you have to put up front, and you have to wait set amount of time. That sometimes it's just months. You don't recoup anything in weeks. You just take months. So I'm in that point right now that I'm farming. I just lease a land myself. I'm in the process right now of farming that land. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about that land. So this land is about 2.5 acres of olive trees. It's mature olive trees, who are great, they're healthy, but they're not being taken care. So for that reason, they didn't produce olives this year. So some trees have great olives, and some trees have nothing, and then some trees have a little bit. So about 10% of the trees actually have olives. So for me, this year it makes no sense to do olive oil because it will cost you. It will be a lot of input to be able to get that. And then also we have another problem. So this is when farming get complicated because it's just layers and layers, and people think that you just plant something, you pick it up, you sell it, and that's it. And it's not like that. So many things in between there that they can make everything going from beauty to ugly in just matter of days. So I'm basically taking these 2.5 acres of olives that's not being, like taken care of for multiple reasons. One, it's not being pruned well. Two, the ground squirrels, animals are eating all the irrigation. So the irrigation, right? So the water last year was not, it was not 100%, taken care. And then the biggest problem with olives is the fruit flies. So fruit flies would come to the olives and then will bite the olive and put the larva inside. So when that happens, you cannot take those olives to the mill out of respect, because the mill not only making you olive oil, it's also making somebody's olive oil. So if that get contaminated, so the whole batch will be contaminated, will not be able to be good for human consumption. So that's another problem that I have to figure out. So yeah, of course, it's sprays and pesticides that you can do, boom, 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 yeah, but that's not the solution. So I will show you later on, because right now I don't have that problem. So this year I'm gonna give up in the olives. I probably takes the ones picking up myself. Oh, because that's the other thing. So you can only pick olives. The olives you need to be picked today and need to be milled today. So you only have 24 hours from when you pick the olives until you can mill them, because the oxidize really quick, and then that will make the oil rancid. Okay, so what else? Oh my gosh. So that's my biggest issue next year, that I have a plan already how I'm gonna figure out that, but we'll break down because it's gonna take a lot of work preparing for next year. Pruning, yeah, we have to prune really well in spring all the olives to allow them to grow more. I got so yeah, so this is basically the journey. We will be doing, like figured out how to like get this orchard, like back to like the best version of itself. In between the rows, I will be planting garlic, onions, peppers, and herbs. They are probably gonna be drying them. So the plan is drying them, making them into a seasoning. So my own, like seasoning that I would love to share that with people, because I'll be part of the whole process, and then I can still show you, how to cook with the seasoning, how to seasoning and stuff with that. So I'm really excited about that. That's the plan. So how I can invest some money to make some money, to invest some money to make olive oil. So that's basically what it is. So I need to come out with money to invest in the crops in between the olive trees, so I can take that, invest some more money, make it into a seasoning, so I can take the margin and split it up a little bit more, so I can get more profits, so I can take those profits and then invest it in the olive oil production next year. So it's around November, we will pick in this area, because So for each ton of olives, you have to pay $1,000 to get picked from the tree. And then you have to pay the fee from the mill. Then you have to pay the bottles and the labels, and then this and that and that. So, so I'm basically doing like a little investment, but I'm looking in the future. I'm not here just to take it from the land and then boom, I'm gone. I made my money, I'm gone. I spray and destroy, I'm gone. No, my goal is to do the best I can from this land and get the most healthy opportunity that I get for this land, and do it always with respect, with the idea of it's not an easy way, it's only one right way, because easy way is just it's just it's simple to take, right? So so yeah, I need to clean all the weeds, I need to fix all the fences because we have deers coming in, plenty of deer. That's great, don't get me wrong, but now when you're planting crops that you spend a lot of money and then they will eat the crops. So I need to do the irrigation, that I already have a plan for the irrigation, how I'm gonna get the water from in between the olives to plant the rows of peppers, onions, garlic, etc., and herbs. Uh, but yeah, I just fucking just a lot. So I never actually talk in the camera before, like this, like opening to my story and my plan and my business. I always being like really push back and keep my business quiet, but I get to the point where you keep it quiet and you might not make it, or you just allow people to help you and allow people to like share your story and allow people to be part of the process. So I made peace with myself, and then now you're probably gonna see way too much. But yeah, so yeah, man, whatever they say, follow, share, like ask me anything about cooking, farming, whatever. I don't know everything, but I have some experience, so I would love to share knowledge. If you keep it to you, it's not. So I like to share knowledge, and I like to allow people to learn from my mistakes. And yeah, that's what about us. Just be here, gonna show you guys the whole process, how this work out. I mean, it's a lot, but yeah. So we're gonna figure it out and see how it goes.